everybody. It is 8 o'clock tonight. I usually do this at 6 p.m., like around 6, but it's okay that I did it at 8, just like my friend Fearless, who did his podcast at 8 o'clock at night till like 10:30 p.m. So, sorry about the delay, guys. We were running errands, and we went shopping after we had dinner, shopping, and then went for a walk and a little bit of more stuff, especially for my husband's cousins who are graduating high school soon. So we got some graduation cards, we got the little trash can for the new house, and we got these little Swiffer jet pads for our Swiffer jet mop. So anyway, I had to clean up the house a bit, so it's all good. It's been a while, but everything's good. So we got the tea going. Today we are doing the episode 126. So the story we're doing is called The Bels in the Nursery. So we do child reacting to bells in the nursery. Before we get to that story, I just want to say thank you guys for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching, guys, and it's really fun. So anyway, we're doing great, and I'm working very hard to get where I want to be. So but yes, we went to the townhouse and checked up on the inside, and they said they're still working on it, painting. But yeah, so as we were walking towards the townhouse, we ran into a friend of ours that just moved out, but half of his stuff is still in his apartment. Our manager, our current manager of this apartment, the units kind of not being nice. So she changed the locks, and our friend cannot get into his apartment. So my husband is going to call the regional management, Oak Creek Apartments, and find out why they did to our friend, why they're just being mean to him and changing the locks and can't let him get the rest of his stuff. So I don't know when my husband will be doing that, but he will be doing it. Yep. So anyway, sorry about the delay, guys. We've been running errands all day. Today I was not, feeling chippy time, but I was feeling so tired. I crashed around 8 p.m. Well, not 8. I crashed at midnight last night. Woke up at 8 this morning. I was so tired. I decided to go home after we went to IHOP. And then I went straight back here and I took a nap for an hour. Finished cleaning the house. Hopefully, we got a bunch of shit. So, we got some new stuff for the new house. But anyway, we are definitely moving. So, we're still waiting for our manager of the new house, Jen, to get us a walkthrough. But right now, we're gonna do the story. So let's get started on the story. It's called The Bels in the Nursery. So we are in episode 126. So let's get started. So please click like, share, and subscribe. And also get something to drink, get something to eat, like snacks maybe. Just get onto the covers and let's get started. So, and please like, share, and subscribe, and let's get going with the story.
Let's get it started in here.
All right, so we are on season 5, episode 126, The Bels in the Nursery. Nora and Michael had just begun to settle into their new home with their daughter Emma, started waking every night at almost the same time. The house had once belonged to an older couple who raised several children there, and most of the charm that had attracted was tied to the history, the built-in shelves, the deep baseboards, and the small upstairs room with pale yellow walls that made a perfect nursery. Emma was only 18 months old and too young to explain much, but she had always been a good sleeper. That I to her room, and the stress of moving Michael being on her, the draft, every practical thing he could think of, but both of them noticed the same detail after the 4th night. Emma never cried until the tiny brass bells tied to the nursery closet knob began ringing on their own. Well, that's scary, guys. I mean, Emma must have been only 18 months old. That's like 2 years old, at least. And the parents, yeah, they cannot explain what is going on with the nursery, especially with the bells and stuff. I guarantee you, we've never had anything like that. We don't have kids, but we do have a cat who can sense anything in our place. We're broadcasting my podcast. So, we do have a niece and nephew. He's only 2 years old, and he's doing okay. He had anything like that too. We have also a 5-month-old baby niece. My husband's sister had a baby like in February. She's like 5 months old. Sort of, actually. No, not 5 months old. She's only 3 months old. Elizabeth is only 3 months old, so she will be 5 months in 2 months. But yeah, she's crying a lot, but she's fine. But she's never had any experience like that. We don't have anything like that. Isn't that right?
Yes, baby.
So we've never had experience like that because we don't have children, but we do have a cat.
Yep.
So yeah, our cat can sense anything, like whatever comes to it. She knows what's going on, what she sees, what she can hear, because her ears perk up all the time. But, that's just how our cat is. So, anyway, if any of you guys have any children, like 2 months old or 18 months old child, protect your kids from anything that can be very harmful to them, any demonic thing. Like, protect your children from anything that's paranormal, I suggest. So, parents who have kids, I need you guys to protect your kids from anything that could hurt them and scares them to death. So, this is my advice for you guys. Just to be safe, I just hope you guys have children and protect them, especially if they're really small and much too young to understand about paranormal stuff. Anyway, let's continue on the story. The bells had belonged to Nora's grandmother, who believed soft sound could calm children and keep a room sweet. They were decorative, more than functional light, enough that they firm breeze or touch AM, the monitor would crackle, the bells would. Emma would erupt into frightened sobs. The first few times Nora was there thinking Emma may have tangled herself in blankets. Instead, she found the child sitting upright in the crib, staring not at the door but at the closet. Emma would point toward it with one trembling hand and say the same word over and over in her soft, uncertain toddler voice. Lady, lady, lady. Michael hated hearing that word more than the crying itself. Children can misunderstand shadows, but repetition gives fear a shape adults cannot easily miss. Yeah, can be very scary, especially to smaller children, like really, really small.
I'm changing the wax warmer scent, sweetie.
Okay.
To peach mango.
Can't wait to see done with this episode. So, yeah. Literally know what's going on. If you guys have children, please protect them from anything that could hurt them. Because if you don't know what's going on, now is the time to have some kind of investigation. If you have a haunted house somewhere, your child might be in danger, but you never know, because anything could be very harmful to an infant. I mean, I have a sister who has a baby, and her baby is pretty much the precious thing. I have a niece, my own flesh and blood. I mean, I love my niece. I love my family very much. I love my sisters. I love my brother-in-laws, and I want to make sure their children can be um, protected from any. So I'm just protecting you guys, and I hope you guys know what this story can make sense. I want to make sure you guys, get the advice from this story and see what's going on. And so, but yeah. Okay, let's continue on this story. I'm hoping that this limit can stay with 45 minutes or maybe a little bit longer. So this is an actual story. This could be related to anyone. So I just want to say thank you for being very supportive. I just want to make sure that you guys are listening and know what's going on about children being frightened by something paranormal, especially with some weird sounds going on, frightening kids with bells or whatever it's in the closet. You gotta make sure it's closed and locked and make sure your child is protected, safe and sound, and kept close watched, like literally protecting the kids. Anyway, let's continue on. One night, Nora decided to stay in the nursery before bedtime, longer than usual. She read Emma 3 stories instead of one, hummed until the child fell asleep, and sat quietly in the rocking chair. With the lamp dimmed low, the room was peaceful enough to make her feel embarrassed for having let herself become nervous. The bells hung still, the closet door remained shut. Downstairs, she could faintly hear Michael loading the dishwasher and muttering to himself about work, emails. Then, just as Nora leaned back in the chair to relax, the bells gave a single bright chime without any visible movement. Before she could stand, the closet door opened an inch, then another inch, then slowly, gently, all the way. Wow. It's a lot scarier than any paranormal shit going on. I mean, I used to have chimes, like wind chimes, outside my bedroom, hanging on the fence. Um, I mean, it was kind of fun, cute, but I mean, the wind would like pick up so hard and loud and fast. My wind chimes are almost like were taken away because the wind decided to mess with it. So, I did not see anything that can make my wind chimes to like clearly make the noise. I mean, I like the part where they make music at that time. I haven't had wind chimes in years. So, anyway, I just hope you guys are getting all of this just to keep. No, it's fine. To keep your child safe. So, what do you think about this? The story about a family with an 18-month-old baby being frightened by something in the nursery.
It's a good story and very scary.
Yeah, I'm giving parents who watch this advice to protect their children at the nursery at night. Just to make sure the kids are safe and sound, even though they're small, like infants or something like that.
Yes.
All right, let's continue on the story. Nora scooped Emma from the crib and backed out of the room so quickly she nearly stumbled. Michael came running, expecting a medical emergency, and found Nora on the hallway floor, clutching Emma so tightly that the baby had gone silent from confusion when Nora described the door opening on its own. Michael's first instinct was to inspect the frame, the hinges, and the air vent nearby. He found nothing unusual, but when he reached the when he reached to shut the door, the closet, he stopped and stared inside. Hanging from the was back wall was a single tiny dress they had never seen before, white with yellow lace and too old to belong to anyone they knew. Nora was certain the closet had been empty except for Emma's clothes and diapers. Michael took the dress down immediately, but both of them noticed the same thing at once. It was cold, far colder than the room around it. It's a little freaky. I mean, if we ever had this problem, we would literally try to investigate it, do some research about it, and see what happened, and find out who this little dress and the bells would belong to. So, I hope you guys are listening to this story very carefully. I'm not trying to talk very fast. I'm just trying to catch my breath. But anyway, but yes, anyone. So I hope you guys are listening and knowing what could happen if you kept your little ones in a nursery, like they, and if it's haunted, then yeah, you might for children. Maybe find another room for the nursery for your child, or get out of the house as fast as you can. Protect your kids. That's all I'm saying, guys. Parents, I just hope you guys can get this advice from me from live streaming. And I hope you guys know what's going on. I just hope your children are safe and sound. So, anyway, let's continue on. The following afternoon, Nora visited a neighbor named Mrs. Hensley, who had lived on the street longer than anyone else. At first, the old woman only smiled politely and spoke in broad, careful phrases about old houses settling and new parents being exhausted. But when Nora mentioned the brass bells and the child saying "lady," Mrs. Hensley's expression changed. She told Nora that decades earlier, a woman named Caroline had lived in that house and lost a little girl to illness during a winter outbreak. The bedroom had been the same room now used as Emma's nursery. Caroline was said to have become obsessed with keeping the room exactly as it had been, even after the funeral. Smoothing blankets no one slept under, and hanging dresses no one would wear again. Some neighbors believed they heard bells in the upstairs window at night. Knew why. Mrs. Hensley ended the story by saying grief makes people linger, whether it mean to or not. This is the creepiest shit. It's sad that her little child to illness. No wonder why she became a room. Literally the same thing. So Sorry, I think my mic somehow turned down or off. I don't know what happened. Sorry, guys. I don't know what happened. I feel like something's messing with it. Anyway, let's continue on. Michael still proof before he would accept anything supernatural. So that night, he set up his phone to record video in the nursery and placed it on the bookshelf opposite the closet. Nora hated the idea of leaving Emma in the room at all. But by then, it felt unavoidable. No matter where the child slept, at 2:27, the bells rang exactly twice. Emma woke instantly. The closet door eased open, and on the video, for only a few seconds, a shape appeared beside the crib. A woman in an old-fashioned dress, bending as though to pick the child up. Her face never became fully clear, but one hand reached toward Emma and stopped just short of touching her. Then the figure vanished so suddenly that the room looked empty again, except for the bells still swaying. This is so weird. I really don't know why my microphone decided to stop working. It's normally okay. So anyway, we're still on recording about 27 minutes. So I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope you're not scared. So well, anyway, we'll figure some shit out. So it's done anyway. Let's continue on. Nora and Mike moved room next day and never used nursery again. They did not. But repainted the rocks, round dress, and closet knob. Even so, Emma would sometimes wave at the upstairs landing long after they had given up trying to make sense of it. Enough to speak. Early memories, asked whether she remembered lady in the nursery. Emma nodded and answered in a way that made Nora feel cold all over. She said she was sad because she kept forgetting I wasn't hers. Of all the possible explanations, that one stayed with Nora the longest. It suggested a haunting not of anger but of attachment that grief had twisted into confusion. This is so sad, guys. I mean, come on. I don't know what's going on, but let's see. Sorry, guys, I need to unplug this mic and figure some shit out. Okay. I had to replug the mic, so it somehow turned off by itself. Sounds like spirits are fucking it up. Anyway, the story finally done. I hope you guys are doing all right. So let's go with the audience. I think that the spirit of a woman somehow thought that Emma was her daughter. Um, she lost her baby to an illness. No wonder why she thought Emma was her child, but clearly Emma wasn't really her baby. So let's figure out what really happened. So let's get on with the questions. And my kitty's probably watching mommy work. So it's like 35 minutes after 8, and I'm getting kind of tired. So, anyway, I gotta get ready for tomorrow anyway. Running errands, probably. We're trying to finish reading my novel and stuff. So, anyway, let's get started with questions. I know you've got a lot of questions, but you guys can always leave me a comment down below if you guys wish to. So we are in 31 minutes right now. We've got 10 questions. So I hope you guys are doing okay. So let's get started. What is scarier to you, the bells ringing or the closet door opening? Well, first of all, the bells can ring because there's a spirit. Should be, well, the bells are supposed to be like when the spirit comes, like an angel or something, getting its wings, and doors opening. And second of all, doors open on their own because of the spirit trying to find the child or whoever is haunting the house before the new family decided to get the house and raise a family there. It can be scary. I think it's both. I think the ringing bells and closet door opening, I think it's both, guys. Yes. So I hope you guys know what you're thinking and how your reaction to the story and to the questions. Let me know in the comments down below of what you think about this. Just let me know. Do you think Caroline meant harm, or was she trapped in grief? Hey, Christopher. How you doing, Bubba? Well, I think maybe Caroline didn't mean to scare a child, but she never meant harm. She just wanted her baby. She wanted her child because her child died, but she didn't mean to harm the child. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, me too. So, okay, Chris, here's a question for you. Do you think Caroline meant harm, or was she trapped in grief?
I think she was trapped in grief.
Here's the answer, guys. I think she was trapped in grief because she lost her child. Her child was very young at that time. So, my answer is the grief. She did not mean to harm the child. She just wanted her child back because she was afraid what would have happened to her baby again if she got her baby back. But Caroline literally got her child back. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know how she died, but the grief kind of got her obsessed and crazy. So somehow she passed away from heartbroken and grief. Let's go to number 3. Would you have kept the recording, the nursery, after the first strange incident? Yes, I would. Of course, I would record everything that's been going on at the nursery. I would want to protect my baby if that ever happened to us. My husband and I, if we ever did have kids, we would protect our child from any harm that comes to it. Him or her, whoever the child might be. I mean, we can't have kids at all. We're both diabetics and we both can't have babies. So we decided to just be the fun aunt and uncle to my sister-in-law's kids. So we're just gonna spoil our niece and nephew and send them home to their parents to protect them from something even creepier. So, but yes, we would definitely keep the recording. What do you think, babe?
Yes, you definitely keep them protected.
And record the nursery.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
If we ever decided to have children, then yes, we have to keep an eye on our children and the nursery, especially with all the paranormal activity stuff going on. But yes, we definitely would. I'm asking all the guys, if you ever wanted to keep the recording of the nursery and see what happens. Like get enough evidence, perhaps. But yeah, okay, let's go number 4. Why do spirits stories so often return to children's rooms? Well, it's because they are looking for their children who had died in the rooms, and they're afraid that they won't be able to see their kids again. They thought that the living child was theirs. No wonder why. But some children who did pass away are stuck in a room where they died, stuck in a house, can't find their way out, and can't find their own relatives who did die in the same house as them. So the mother is trapped, but she can't find her own child. But since she saw Emma, the little baby, the little infant, maybe she thought Emma was her child. No wonder why she picked Emma and her family. Maybe it's just because of the grief. Losing a child unexpectedly to an illness could cause anything. It's probably just grief and being very obsessive, especially to an infant that is still alive. Clinging to them, no wonder why. But good thing the parents moved out of the house and found a safer home and make sure their child did not have this kind of trauma ever again. So let's go to number 5. We've got 5 questions left. I hope you guys are listening and sending me comments right here on live streaming. What would you have done with the old dress found in the closet? Well, I would get rid of it. I would literally just never keep it. I would throw it away or donate it somewhere, but I would never keep it because it's haunted. It's freaky. It's attached to a little baby spirit that Caroline lost in life. But we would never keep the dress. So here's a question for you guys, that the ones that are listening right now, watching this video. I hope that you know what I'm talking about. So, what would you have done with the old dress found in the closet? Let me know in the comments down below. Sorry, my voice is being a little insane. So, we are in 40 minutes already. So, I would literally just get rid of that dress right away. If I have found that little dress from the old fashioned days, like 18 or 1700s, yeah, I would not keep it. It's not valuable. It's not worth anything. I would literally just get rid of it, throw it away somewhere in the dumpster or whatever. But I would never keep it. Anyway, let's go to number 6. Do you believe children can see things adults miss? Yes. Children at age of 3 or 4 years old can actually see spirits. Perhaps maybe they're gifted, especially from at the very young age, at birth, perhaps. But I probably can see that. But when I was a little kid, I never saw any spirits because I was very skeptical about it. So, I hope you know what I'm talking about, because I just want to know. I want to know what your opinions are about this and what you guys think about the story and all of the situations. I mean, these stories can be related to any of the paranormal experience, like a lot of paranormal activity going on. It's a portal to like a spirit world. That's all I'm saying, guys. Adults can't see anything because they don't understand it very well. That's why they dismiss it, because they're not children anymore. They can't see anything because they grew out of it. That is the reason why this shit happens to them, because they don't understand how this could happen to any family. Sorry about that, guys. Let's go to number 7. Was moving Emma enough, or should the family have left the house entirely? I think they should have moved out of the house as soon as possible. We both know it's not safe for the child. The family should have known what was happening in the house. And, well, if they didn't understand, bad things would have happened to the child and to the parents. So they should have left in the first place. They never should have moved into that house, and they would have found a safer home for them so they would not get targeted by the ghosts, because they would not understand. They would not know what's happening. They would still be in process and all that shit. But my guess is they should have moved out in the first place. They would have packed everything and moved out. Literally anywhere, at any time. Sorry, my throat can be a little weird. My throat can be very dry. So, let's go to number 8. Why do grief-based hauntings feel different from angry hauntings? One, the grief can be like obsessed with finding their own children. It's very sad, apparently, and angry hauntings can be like pissed off and I don't know, just angry and see what happened. They want to know what happened to themselves. They want to know what happened to their little child. They're angry because how they died. Like violent, I don't know, like in a very violent way. And the child somehow died in a very violent way. Maybe the illness killed the child because somehow the sickness knew, and the parents somehow knew that this child would not survive the night. So the mother, named Caroline, who had the baby and somehow lost the child and became sad, maybe paranoid, confused, and angry at the same time. And she thought Emma was her child, but Emma wasn't. So the grief literally can do anything. Even being angry can like consume them. But it's related to anything. All right, so we have 2 questions left before we sign off. We are in 47 minutes now. What do you think Emma meant when she said the lady forgot she wasn't hers? Well, maybe she forgot that Emma was hers, but she forgot that her own daughter didn't exist anymore. Well, she did have a daughter, but her daughter died. She forgot that the baby was hers or not hers. Spirits forget things because they don't remember what really happened to them. So a lot of spirits kind of get confused and they don't really remember. They have to go back to the beginning where it happened and how it happened in that specific time and place. But things happen all the time. All right, so we've got one last question before I sign off because I'm getting really tired and I got to get ready for tomorrow. So tomorrow night, I will be back here on live streaming for the next episode. Have you ever heard a story where a spirit seemed more sad than evil? Maybe?
Yes.
I think we all have, but spirits can be very sad because what happened to them was terrible, especially losing a child over an illness. Yeah, it can be a lot sadder, and grief can take over anything, especially being obsessed with everything. Protecting the kids, losing them, and literally just being obsessed with finding their own children after they die and being separated somehow, just like that. Anyway, if it's evil, then it's like angry and somehow just wanted, I don't know, everything in life but couldn't have. That's why the spirit can be angry but mostly sad at the same time. So okay guys, we are out of time. It's getting a lot later. It's 8:54 and it's time for me to get cleaned up and get ready for tomorrow. So thank you guys for listening and we'll see you all tomorrow. We'll be doing episode 127 and the story is called The Choir in the Church Basement. This is a new one. This video can be a little bit longer. So anyway, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you all tomorrow night. I can do it at 6 p.m. or 7 or 8. It doesn't even matter. I'm my own boss. I don't have anyone tell me when I can be on live broadcast. So see you all tomorrow. So please click like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Be safe, guys. And parents, please protect your children from anything. Otherwise, you never know what could happen during the night. So I just want to make sure you guys kept an eye on your kids, especially when they're babies, like literally. So anyway, have a wonderful night, and we'll see you all tomorrow around 6 or 7, maybe 8 p.m. on live stream on Ghosting with Anya. So anyway, please click like, share, and subscribe. So thanks for watching, and have a good night, and happy Mother's Day to you all, especially the new parents. So good night, and check out Ghosting with Anya on YouTube. So bye.